Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and start decorating the outside of the book. And let me show you why I usually do it last. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. Let me move my camera just a little bit here. I don't know if you can see the marks that it picks up from flipping it around and embellishing it, but you can see some on the spine. And that's why I usually do the covers last, because it tends to get a little marked up while I'm doing the inside. And that way I can avoid getting as much of the paper, leaving as much of the paper as possible unmarked. So the first thing I'm going to do is some of the prep work for doing my covers. Now, if you remember back at the very beginning, I did cut the pieces for the covers that I wanted. I picked them out of the stack and saved them. And this one I want in the front, and this one I'm going to put on the back. And then this one here I decided is going to be for my spine. And let's see. Well, I'll save the lace for later, but I'm gonna wrap this around the spine, add a little extra to it. And then I've also decided I'm going to use this, so I need to paint this. Let's see. Oh, and I'm also going to stick this little book plate here on the spine, just in case they want to stick the name or something inside there. I don't know if I like it better this way or this way. I think I like it better this way. And I've also got these silver book corners that I'm also going to paint. So I am going to go ahead and get started, and the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to tape up the backs of, well, actually, first thing I'm going to do is cut my spine piece, and then I'm going to tape up the backs of all of them, and we're going to get them stuck down. So let me move the album out of the way here. And grab my paper trimmer. Okay. So I need, grab my pencil here. And once again, I gotta mark my paper this way. All right. So I'm gonna mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 8 5/8. Okay. Cut that 8 5/8 and 3 3/8. And I'm gonna grab my album real quick just to make sure that I cut the exact size that I need. And it looks good. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and pause the camera here while I start taping the backs of these up. And let's see. Trying to decide if I wanted to punch these corners, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave them as is because I'm going to put the lace over the top of it anyway. Okay, I will be right back after I get the tape on. Okay, got my paper taped up. And now I am going to pull the backing off and get it down on the album. I'm going to measure the piece of lace for the spine. And usually what I do is when I cut it, I leave it with a little bit of an overhang and then just trim off the excess, because I would rather have too much than too little. So I'm going to flip it up like this. I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac glue here. I'm going to start swirling some glue on there. I usually try to do it kind of light instead of really thick, because even though it dries clear, you can still see it poking through the lace, and that bugs me. So I try to get it on there as light as possible, but still enough for it to actually grab the fabric and stick. So what I usually do is I do the flat piece of the spine first, and then I get it stuck down and positioned where I want it. And then I glue, if it's going to wrap around it all, then I glue along the hinges and do it that way. All right. So now that it's going to have just a little bit of a wraparound, I'm going to hit the edges here with the Fabri-Tac and then wrap it around. Now, this little excess here on this side, I'm going to leave for now, but I'm going to cut off a little bit here. And then once the glue is good and dry, then I'll come in and I'll trim it up really close to the edge. I just don't want to do it now, because if it accidentally gets moved, I don't want to have to start over with another piece. Okay. Alright, so, oh, and I knew I was going to forget to do that. I was going to try and remember to put this book plate on with the brads, and I was going to try and remember to put it on, like feed the brads through the paper, and of course I forgot. I always forget that. So we're going to end up having to glue this book piece, and that's okay, because the Fabri-Tac is some pretty good strong glue. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to paint my pieces that I'm going to put on here. I figured I'd put the frame right here and getting camera a little bit better, and leave it open so they can slide a picture in and out of it. And let's see if I have a cutout that would look decent in there. In the meantime, I might actually just go ahead and make one. Something that they can slide in and out before they stick a picture in there. I don't have anything that really would work worth a darn, unfortunately. I am going to paint this. I'm going to try and lay out first here what flowers I think I'm going to use. I think my corner pieces, my silver corner pieces, I am going to paint this whispering turquoise color. Okay, and then let's see, my frame, I think I'm going to hit with this patina color. And then the book plate, I think I'm also going to go with this turquoise color for the book plate. I think that would be kind of pretty on that pale pink lace. All right, so, and I decided I am going to go with these flowers. I like those. I'm going to stop messing around with that, and I am going to start painting my stuff. So I'm going to set my album out of the way here. Okay, so I have all of my pieces painted here, and I'm going to give it a couple more minutes to dry. And while I do that, I am going to put the eyelets in for the closure. So let me grab my eyelets here. And I think because I'm going to do some pink and blue for the, oops, those aren't the same color, for the ribbon, I'm going to use that teal color for the eyelets. Just as soon as I can find two that are the same color. Alright, that looks good. Oh, and by the way, these are also the Wear Memory Keepers 3/16 hole eyelets. They're just the wider ones. Okay, I'm going to get my... Gosh, I wish I could find my regular crocodile. How the heck I'm going to do this? Alright, I'm going to grab my ribbon and my lace. I'm going to use the fuchsia ribbon and some lace here, and little pale blue lace. Let's see here, how do I want to do this? And then my closure is just going to be a bow. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to tie them separately. That way they'll lay a little nicer. Alrighty, now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my frame down here. I think I think I want it right about there. So let me grab my glue again. And because I want to make this open so they can stick something in there if they want to, I'm going to try and hit just right around the outer edge of this circle here, up about a little more than halfway. I don't want to cover the whole frame because then they'll have a heck of a time getting in a picture in there, but I want it to actually stick too. So I'm gonna hit a little bit of the outer design here with some of the glue too. Alright, now my corner pieces should be dry enough now, so I'm going to put one on here and see how it goes. Might still need to hit it with my needle nose pliers though, because that corner is so thick with all the paper. Alright, I gotta swing it around this way. And I'm just gonna give it a gentle press. And if I end up scratching any of the paint off, I'll just go around and touch it up. Yeah, see, I took some of the paint off accidentally, so boo. I'm gonna have to just hit it with a touch up when I'm all done here. Alright, so as soon as I touch those up with some paint and stick some glue in the corners there, corners will be good to go. Alright, what did I do? Here we go. Here's my glue. Just gonna do that right now. Okay, now I'm going to grab the flowers that I had picked out and we'll get those stuck down. Alright, you guys, I just got a message that my battery's getting low, so I am going to pause this for a bit, and I will come back and we will finish up. Okay, so now that the glue has had a chance to dry on the flowers and stuff, I did go through and kind of touch up the corners again with the paint, and I see I missed a spot here, so I'm going to have to hit it again. I think I just need to paint it and then let it sit overnight and stop messing with it. But I also added a few things here. I added a sticker that just says "Sent from Heaven," and then a couple of little flowers here, a crocheted one and a little yellow one. And then I also added a leaf here that's kind of edged in pink, and then another little pop of color here. With another yellow flower. And then, since the glue was dry here on the spine, I went ahead and I trimmed off the excess lace that was on the edges. So the next thing that I am going to do, I think probably the last thing that I need to do then, other than hit those corners again with some paint, is to do what I was going to do with this book plate. And I think I'm going to do it before I put it on the book. To make sure that it's dry. Since I couldn't find the other brad that I lost somewhere in my mess, I'm going to fill these two little holes where the brads would go with these liquid pearls in the juniper color. It's a really, really pretty kind of a teal green color. Sometimes I do that if I don't have the brads that go in the holes. I just fill the holes up with some of this either glitter glue or the liquid pearls. And then just as soon as that sets up a little bit, I am going to hit it with the back, hit the back with some Fabri-Tac glue, and then I'm going to stick it right here on the spine. Just like so. And then I'll be done. So, I know this was like a crazy long set of process videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm gonna probably do a flip through of the album here as a final video as soon as everything dries up. And thank you so much for sticking with me if you made it all to the end, all the way to the end. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot.